Today I'm going to talk about some of the things that we're seeing out here, a lot of false narratives, fake presidential elections. The reason why it's fake is in 1999, the United States government came out of international bankruptcy. All 50 states were to come together to have a Continental Congress on re-electing representatives for their states, setting up new guidelines for senators, presidents, and vice presidents. In 2012, after the court-martialing and all the things that I had done with the Bush and Cheney and Obama gangs through the year, I went to apply for the job position for the President of the United States, and I found that the forms were all in a box. Every sentence to become a president was in a box, so it was box on box on box on box. So I sued the United States Federal Elections Commission, and it alerted all 50 states, Guam, Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, for the electoral college vote as well as the popular vote, and syntaxed the guidelines for all 50 states. Over 20 states put UCC liens against my contracts, the terms that there's to be no president. And this is how they can cheat on the elections. They don't actually have to follow any guidelines, so they can kind of make it up as they go. And so it's kind of a selection now. It's not really a presidency. There are no guidelines because the guidelines were under the laws of boxing, and there were no legal sentences to actually become a president of the United States. Also, because there's no president ever since 1999, the president has to be moved out of Washington, D.C. every 44 days, so nothing they can do can be established as laws or facts against we the people. So there are no presidents. Myself, I don't like mass murderers and charged in front of me, but you can be sure that that's all ramped up to go to war, and all the signs are in place to make sure that they have a full-fledged war in the Middle East that will make Iraq and Afghanistan look like kindergarten school. So that's all going down, whether we like it or not. But the good news is in the quantum world, because I put safeguard mechanisms in place that our children and our loved ones don't have to be involved in any commercial drafts to the military. You guys don't have to have your children go to these fake wars by these fake presidents. The wars are fake. The flags, of course, they're flying yellow fringe flags. They'll have different things that they'll put on top of their flag standards. So really pay close attention to, if you see some of these venues going on, look for yellow fringe flags, as well as different symbols on top of their flag standards, which will change venues. They know what's going on at the highest level. They know that there is no president. It's just merely theatrics to sway the emotions of the people, create more strife and grief. Pretty sad it's happening. I wish in 1999 the 50 states would have came together and set up a new Continental Congress and really did this thing correct, so the people wouldn't have this problem today. But they were so prideful and arrogant back then in 1999, and things haven't changed. It would be pretty humiliating for the U.S. Congress to say, oh, guys, for the last 20 some odd years, we haven't existed as a Congress, and so we're just going to start up all over. We're going to have a new Continental Congress, and we have to have the people come together to set up new terms for how they choose to bring their representatives forward here. Unfortunately, they don't do that. If people took more time working on themselves and less time paying attention to that nonsense, the world would be definitely a safer and a better place. It's always about self-work, finding yourself, and learning how to be a postmaster and navigate yourself in a position of neutrality. It's another thing that is pretty symbolic of the times is, since there's nobody in charge of the U.S. government, the U.S. military has turned over all its authorizations for the court systems, for the state governments, all run through Cyber Command. So it's all being programmed by the U.S. military AI simulation machines, and so they're running algorithms against we the people, and it looks like a position where they definitely want to cause our bodies harm, either through pharmaceuticals or chemtrailing or the radiation and the 5G and all the scalar wave technology that they're bombarding us with. So keep our heads on a swivel, focus on self-work, don't really focus on the external, because the external is just designed to sway your emotions, create stress, division, and there just doesn't need to be, because there's no president. This is just all nonsense theater stuff. But, it sells money, and it really sways the emotions of people, and people are really caught up into the fact that they think there's a president. And that's just not the case. And if it was the case, then the president would be in charge of the systems, not the AI system. So the AI is in charge, so that's unfortunate for we the people. That's kind of what we're seeing in the fake flag venues, is more nonsense. I think it's just going to get more ridiculous as we get further along here. And just because one side looks like it's the opposite of the other doesn't necessarily mean it's so. They're all in it against we the people. It's a serious problem. These senators and these representatives and these fake presidents and fake vice presidents. This is just theater. So I'd ask you guys as postmasters, really focus on your navigational buoys, really focus on your loved ones and your cargo and